Right now at 10, a discussion about race and traffic stops, where the ACLU held a conversation about the disparity of getting pulled over. Plus, made in Illinois. We'll show you where products made right here in the land of Lincoln are on display this weekend. And later, taking a plunge for a good cause, where dozens took part in the annual Polar Plunge. But first here at 10, a discussion about traffic stops. The American Civil Liberties Union of Illinois hosted a forum about the disparity of getting pulled over. Data shows that black drivers are getting pulled over more than white. And as WAND's Deja Clayton reports, many Danville residents are hoping to change that.
Danville residents coming out for answers.
The whole basis of this presentation is talking about the disparity in traffic stops, where based on the percentage of the population, African Americans are more likely to be stopped.
Former City Council member Lloyd Randall organized the event after he was approached by a resident who says he had been pulled over 9 times in 5 years. According to the director of communications at the American Civil Liberties Union of Illinois, African American drivers are more likely to be stopped than white drivers in Illinois.
So the thing is, when everybody violates the law, that means that its enforcement is really important to monitor. And what we know here in Danville and really across the state of Illinois is if you are a black motorist, you are far more likely to be stopped than if you're a white motorist.
The main focus of today's discussion was to provide Danville residents with tools to make change happen.
I think the key here is just empowering people with information, knowledge, facts, some strategy that allows them to move forward and try to make that change. This is the thing where they're asking a police department and a local government who works for them. They don't work for themselves, they work for the people, asking them to make a change.
At the end, residents had the opportunity to ask more questions about how to fight change in their communities.
It's important that the citizens of our community understand that law enforcement is using a level hand, a level playing field, so to speak. Everyone is being treated fairly. And when you look at disparity, which is happening all over the country, what you're seeing is that not only is it a social economic issue, it is a huge psychological issue for many members of the African American community.
In Danville, Deja Clayton, WAND News.
Now, Danville residents say they have also addressed similar issues during regular city council meetings. And new tonight at 10, Illinois State Police are on the scene of a rollover crash on Interstate 72. This is near the Whiteheath exit. A viewer sent in these photos. Police say the SUV left the road and flipped in the ditch. The interstate is open, but police encourage you to take it slow near that crash.
Just all at once, everything just kept falling. The roof, the insulation, everything just kept falling on me. And it was over with before you even realized, what was happening.
A state of emergency has been issued for McCracken County, Kentucky. Now, this comes after an EF2 tornado tore through parts of that county yesterday. Several trees were uprooted, and the storm ripped apart many homes and a church. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear says he is working with emergency management to help those impacted.
Have a number of homes that have been impacted, some significantly, but nothing like what we saw in the December 2021 storms. We have no one currently sheltering in any of our facilities that have been set up. The biggest damage appears to be trees and power lines and the poles on the power lines.
Now, Beshear says at least 5 people are dead and more than 300,000 people are still without power. Now, back here at home, high winds are to blame for a house fire in Champaign. Firefighters were called to the home in the 800 block of South Fair just before 5:30 last night. When crews arrived, they say that the high winds caused a tree to fall on a power line that went into the home. After the electricity was shut off, crews were able to quickly put out that fire. Thankfully, no one was hurt. And luckily, we saw the sunshine here today. We're joined with meteorologist Anthony Peoples. And Anthony, a lot of people cleaning up the debris, though, today.
That's right. We had wind, we had heavy rain, and we had snow yesterday.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit of everything. The good news is we didn't have tornadoes or severe weather. But We do have some fog in the forecast tonight. And as Jacob mentioned, people spent the day cleaning up those trees. And keep in mind, we have another heavy rain event on the way. I'll have that in the 7-day forecast. And with the wet ground, some of these trees are becoming very loose in the ground. That's why the wind could easily blow them over. 39 in Bloomington, 40 in Springfield. Few sprinkles, light showers moved through our far northern hometowns earlier. Otherwise, overnight tonight, there could be some patchy, dense fog. Temperatures will drop off to near the freezing mark, and then there they go, up again for tomorrow. Another nice day. Your 7-day forecast is on the way.
All right, Anthony, thanks. Now on WAND News at 10, the Illinois Product Expo is in full swing. Hundreds of people headed out to the Orr building at the Illinois State Fairgrounds to see what vendors had to offer. 72 companies are taking part this year. Participants are able to sample products from companies that have been processed, produced, or headquartered here in the land of Lincoln. Now, organizers say the main purpose of the expo is to show off what the businesses have to offer.
The best part about the Illinois Product Expo is that they are sampling their food. So you'll see tons of people walking around me who are eating Illinois products right now. So it's really a cool event to come and try before you buy.
Now, if you missed today's expo, don't worry, you still have one more chance. It'll be open tomorrow from 10 until 3. And still ahead on WAND News at 10, taking the plunge, why dozens of people took a dive into Lake Decatur. And later in sports, the Fighting Illini are set up to wrap up their regular season tomorrow. Tyler will have a preview of their matchup with Purdue. Stay with us. It was all about the cats in Champaign today. The Illini Cat Club hosted their annual cat show at the former Hancock Fabrics store today. From toy vendors to snacks and even information about cats' health, they had it all. Show manager Jim Charles says that giving back to a cat organization is the most important part of the show.
Cat shows are not like dog shows. They don't do tricks. They don't make them run around. It's basically a beauty contest. The proceeds go to local cat charities. So that's important too. That's maybe one of the most important.
Now, if you missed today's event, don't worry. The show is back tomorrow from 9 until 4. Anthony, your thoughts on getting a cat? I know you just got a dog recently.
Yeah, I just got a dog. I think I'll train her first before I get a cat. I think 2 at once might be a little bit too much. But I know there's some cat lovers out there that have several cats. Outside right now, looking out over Decatur, we have quiet conditions, but some dense fog could develop in some of our hometowns. We'll let you know what to expect over the next 7 days coming up.
Moving a rocket to a launch pad. That's what dozens of fifth graders did in Macon County today. The Rube Goldberg competition took place at Eisenhower High School. The competition was simple. You had to move the rocket to the launch pad with more than 10 steps to get that object from point A to point B. Organizers say the students were able to test their skills in a friendly competition.
That's exactly right. At the end of the day, it's not about who's getting the most points. It's not about whose works and whose doesn't. It's about what did you learn? What intro engineering skills did you learn? What tools did you learn to work with that you otherwise wouldn't have gotten to? It's coming out of your shell a little bit.
St. Patrick's School in Decatur finished in first place. They will advance to the state contest. That takes place later this month at the U of I in Urbana. And just down the road from there, jumping into Lake Decatur for a good cause, dozens of people from around the area took part in the annual Polar Plunge this afternoon. The plunge supports more than 21,000 Special Olympic athletes from across the state. Some participants dressed up there, as you can see, and others did it with their friends and family. One participant we spoke to says the cause is why he takes the plunge each year.
Honestly, the anticipation is the worst part, like waiting. We had a group of boys take their shirts off this year. Everybody gets after it a little differently. Everyone takes it a little differently. Personally, I think it's a nice little cold refresher going into spring. So that's why I keep going, keep coming back. So.
At last check, the year's plunge brought in more than $37,000 in donations.
Hi there, meteorologist Anthony Peoples. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Before we get to the 7-day, let's show you what's happening over the next 7 days. Then we'll sort it all out for you. Temperatures are going to be pretty mild here for Saturday and Sunday. The warmest day will be Monday. Then we have a big drop off in our temperatures. Pretty quiet out there early this evening, but some thick fog could develop overnight tonight. We will see another nice day on Sunday, but the weather late next week turns rather unsettled. We could see some snow and we could see some more heavy rain. Right now, most of our temperatures for highs today were in the 50s, ranging from around 53 to about 57. That little 42 there in Waseca, a little suspect with all the other temperatures in the 50s. As we go through the next 24 hours, we will see temperatures tomorrow again in the 50s. Right now, 39 in Bloomington, 46 in Danville, 44 in Decatur, and 40 degrees in Springfield. These temperatures are up anywhere from 2 to 10 degrees over yesterday at this time. Winds are relatively light, but we've had some gusts today. Not as bad as yesterday, but still some wind gusts close to 20, 22 miles per hour. Let's talk about those wind gusts and the stormy weather from yesterday. 73 mile per hour wind gust in Mattoon. That's only 1 mile per hour away from a Category 1 hurricane. Wind gusts reached 69 in Champaign, 67 in Decatur. And there was some widespread tree damage, trees falling on carports blown away across the area. This right here, a couple of trees coming down at Scoville Zoo there on South Shores. Now, rainfall amounts pretty heavy. We've had about 2¼ inches around Effingham, Kirksville, 1 3/4, almost that in Hayworth, Springfield, 1 inch and 2/3, and here in Decatur, 1.4 inches, while Bloomington picked up 1.15. And that wasn't all that Bloomington picked up. They also saw about 2.5 inches of snow. Carlinville also about 2.5 inches. Springfield 2.2 inches. And here in Decatur, about 0.8 of an inch. A few sprinkles and light showers moved through across our far northern hometowns earlier around Ford and Iroquois County. Pretty quiet out there, a little front moving through. Really won't have too much of an impact on our weather. As we go through the overnight hours, the clear skies out there with some high thin clouds blowing in will allow some fog to develop because the ground is still relatively wet from all that heavy rain yesterday. So as temperatures cool off, we could see some patchy dense fog early tomorrow morning. Then tomorrow, a sun and cloud mix, temperature similar to where we were at today. Now late tomorrow night, especially by daybreak on Monday, a few showers could skirt across our northern hometowns. Now the Futurecast building those down toward Decatur. This is not going to be a big rain event, but there might be a quick shower or two here early Monday morning. And then as we go through the rest of the week, watch what happens. By Tuesday night, Wednesday, a little system drops in, could bring a light wintry mix, but it's later next week that we see some rain or snow. During the daytime hours, it could be more rain, and at night, more wintry mix or snow, and there could be some minor accumulation. But now this model is predicting mainly just rain, and the numbers are pretty high. Look how much rain could be coming in late next week, anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain on top of the heavy rain that we saw just yesterday. 33 tonight, patchy dense fog after midnight into tomorrow morning. 7-day forecast up to 56 tomorrow, sunny cloud mix, 66 on Monday. Then we drop off from there, maybe a shower Monday morning, a light wintry mix there Tuesday night, Wednesday. Better chance of rain and snow Thursday and Friday.
Well, tonight put a wrap on the girls' basketball season. So could Lincoln close out their storybook season with a state title? We'll take you to SEFCU Arena after the break. What a ride it's been for Lincoln girls basketball. Had a 36-0 record, star player, scored 1,000 points this season, and a berth to the state title game. So, could they cap off perfection? Mark Pearson has that answer.
Hey Tyler, Lincoln looking to make history today. The Railers hoping to become the first undefeated state champ in girls basketball history in 3A. Lincoln and Nazareth Academy battling early on. Chloe Froby going to drive and kick it out to Jenna Bowman. Her three is through. She adds to her Railers single-season school record. Becca Heitzig going to drive and throw a dime to Piper Whiteman. She finishes the play. It's a two-point game after the first quarter. Froby looking to attack. She gets into the lane and gets it to go off the window. It's a 6-point game at the break. The Roadrunners would extend their lead in the second half, though. This bucket pushed the lead to 19 in the third quarter. But the Railers would fight back. Heitzig finds a seam. She jump stops and gets the mid-range jumper to go. Lincoln keeps rallying. It's Froby finding some space and buries the two. She ended with a team high 19 points. Lincoln continues to chip away. They pass it to Taryn Stolzenberg in the corner. Her three splashes home. That cuts it to 10 with 2:47 to go. But Nazareth Academy would stay calm. They find Olivia Austin, who finished with a game-high 23 points as the Roadrunners defeat Lincoln in the state title 63-52.
I have no shame. I feel just pride for my kids. Nazareth's a great team. We knew that coming in. We did what we could to prepare for them. I think the kids executed, what we talked about in practice very well, just like they've done all season. And I'm proud that I get to coach this group of kids.
A tough loss for the Railers, but they don't have a single senior on the roster. Certainly a team to watch for next season.
They want to be back here. They want to do what Naz did. They want to come back and then win. And that's what they did last year. And I think that this group of kids, they're not going to stop till they reach every single goal of theirs.
The Railers finished their season with an overall record of 36-1. Reporting from SEFQ Arena for WAD Sports, I'm Mark Pearson.
Thanks, Mark. To some college hoops now. Milken women's basketball was hoping their tourney run would continue to the second weekend, but unfortunately, it wasn't in the cards tonight. The Big Blue fell to their region's top seed, Transylvania University, 71-59. Milken played from behind most of the game, ended up tying things in the third quarter, but they were outscored 25-13 in the fourth as their season comes to an end. But the good news, there's still more sports after the break. Well, the last Sunday before Selection Sunday is going to be bananas. Illinois hoops set to wrap up the regular season tomorrow, taking on 5th-ranked Purdue. The Boilermakers have already clinched the Big Ten regular season title, which means Illinois will be playing only for seeding tomorrow. And if you look at those standings, there is a 7-way tie for second place in the Big Ten. Those 7 teams, including Illinois, all 11-8 in conference play. So depending on what happens tomorrow, the Illini could be seeded anywhere from 2nd to 9th in the Big Ten tournament next week in Chicago. I wonder if Coach Underwood has ever seen that before.
I haven't seen anything like it before. I think it says the league's really good. I get tired of all the national media talking about all the other leagues and this and that, and I think it speaks volumes how good our league is, how damn good the coaching is, and how good the players are. And you got fans that sell out every venue. So every game it's hard, and it's very difficult to win this league. It's the best league in the country, bar none.
Tomorrow's game against Purdue is set to tip off at 11:30 a.m. We'll have those highlights as well as a Big Ten tourney breakdown tomorrow night.
WAND's Play of the Day is presented by Menards.
Well, we've reached the last couple days of the NFL Combine, and a couple of Illini defensive backs got to work out for the first time, and they both put on a show. Let's start with Quan Martin's impressive Friday. Martin's vertical jump of 44 inches is the best we've seen at the Combine so far. It also sets an Illinois Combine record. And impressing the scouts with his speed was Sidney Brown. He ran a 4.47 40-yard dash, which ranks 4th amongst safeties. The NFL Draft kicks off on April 7th in Kansas City. Well, that's it for sports. We'll be right back with your final forecast.
Looking at our 7-day forecast, 56 tomorrow, bumping it up to 66 on Monday.
Right.
Enjoy that because we take a tumble after that.
No.
Slight chance of rain there early Monday morning, otherwise a nice day. Maybe a light wintry mix Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, but that rain event coming in Thursday, Friday could be heavy, and we could have some snow at night.
All right. Thanks for joining us at 10. SNL is up next. See you tomorrow. Good night.